I am so happy to see such a large group here, and all of you are focused on this important issue of cybersecurity. And I'm very eager to talk about this extremely important issue, which, as many of you know, is one of my priorities. But first, I would like to address the ongoing situation in Baltimore and the actions that we here at the Department of Justice are taking to address that, because I know that is on the minds of so many people here today. I have been in direct contact with officials in Maryland, including the governor, and I've directed this department to provide any assistance that might be helpful in restoring calm and resolving the unrest that broke out across the city. And I also want to take this opportunity to express my deepest condolences to Mr. Gray's family and friends. As you know, the Civil Rights Division and the FBI are already conducting a full and independent investigation into the tragic death of Mr. Gray. Also, both the Office of Community-Oriented Policing Services, which we call COPS, and the Community Relations Service, also known as CRS, have been working to diffuse tensions as that process continues. Vanita Gupta, the head of the department's Civil Rights Division, and Ron Davis, director of our COPS office, are meeting with faith and community leaders in Baltimore, and they have also visited one of the injured officers who still remains hospitalized after being injured in this conflict. I'm told that he is in good spirits, and of course, I want to convey my best wishes and my prayers for his speedy recovery. I want to make it clear once again that these senseless acts of violence are not only a grave danger to the community, and they must stop, but they are also counterproductive to the ultimate goal here, which is developing a respectful conversation within the Baltimore community and across the nation about the way our law enforcement officers interact with the residents that we are charged to serve and to protect. And that's a conversation that I am committed to advancing. I'm heartened that the unrest of last night, a few nights ago, has seemed to ease, and that members of the community are trying to come together again to clean up their city. I'm hopeful that that progress will continue in the coming days. But let me just add something else about this issue in a larger sense. As we watch the events unfold in Baltimore, from the relative security of our offices or through a television screen, it's easy to view Baltimore as a symbol of the issues that we must all deal with. And of course, the difficult situation there does highlight so many issues that are part of our national debate. But I would ask that we remember that Baltimore, as significant as it is more than just a symbol. Baltimore is a city. It's a great city. It's a beautiful city. It is one of our cities. And like so many cities, Baltimore is struggling to balance great expectations and need with limited resources. It's dealing with balancing the challenges of public safety and community expression. But more importantly, Baltimore is a home to more than 600,000 people, and it was their home that the peaceful protesters were trying to make better, and it was also their home that the injured officers were trying to protect. So let us keep all of the people of Baltimore in our thoughts and in our prayers in the coming days. So thank you for allowing me that digression, but I want to turn now to another one of my priorities for the Department of Justice, something else on the growing horizon: the safety and security of our cyber networks. It's indeed a pleasure to be here with all of you today. It's a privilege to join so many of the dedicated colleagues, skilled professionals, and committed partners in our shared mission as we seek to do more than just thwart the cyber attacks, but also to defend America's ingenuity and innovation and to protect everyday consumers who live in the cyber world more often than they know. And I want to thank each of you for coming here today to the department and participating in today's inaugural Roundtable conversation, and for bringing a wealth of knowledge and expertise to the vital topic we're here to discuss. Now, each of you is here for a reason. You're invited to participate today because you are a leader in cybersecurity. The clients and the companies that you advise, that you inform, that you represent, stand at the forefront of our global business community and serve as the engine of the American economy. Their activities and their actions have a real impact on the lives of countless hardworking Americans and their families. As a result, they are all faced with combating a clear and evolving threat to the financial security of the United States, and ultimately to all those families. that is, organized criminal enterprises seeking to steal consumer data. Now, I don't have to tell you all, the theft of consumer information and valuable intellectual property is not just a threat to our economy, it is also a danger to our national security. Now, just last year, we saw an attack against Sony Pictures Entertainment that should serve as a wake-up call to all major companies. Now, the information stolen from Sony may have become fodder for the gossip magazines. It may have become the purview of the late-night comics. As you who work in this industry all know, these kinds of breaches are no joke. They do not have humor, they have danger, and we need to use every tool in our toolbox to defeat them. And that's why these meetings, the one that you are starting here today, are so important. We have a mutual and a compelling interest in developing comprehensive strategies for confronting this threat. And it's imperative that our strategies evolve along with those of the hackers that are seeking for new areas of weakness. But we can only meet that challenge, my friends, if law enforcement and private companies share the effort and work in cooperation with each other. Now, I'm here to tell you today, I am committed to working with you in order to strengthen our defenses against cyber breaches, to prevent damaging crimes before they occur, and to bring the wrongdoers to justice. Now, as many of you know, and as Leslie has alluded to, this is an area in which I have firsthand experience. Also, the other U.S. attorneys with whom you'll be privileged to meet and speak with today. Along with my colleagues, I've overseen a number of significant cybercrime cases. In Brooklyn, we had the prosecution of several defendants who committed an international bank heist that inflicted $45 million in losses on the financial system in only a matter of hours, second only to the Lufthansa robbery. And what I've learned in my experience is that the speed and the complexity of cybercrimes make them unique among the threats that the Department of Justice confronts. And we must adapt, just as we have in the fight against organized crime and terrorist networks. I firmly believe that cybersecurity must be among the highest priorities for the Department of Justice. And that is why, as Attorney General, I will seek to build on the already outstanding work of the women and men of the department who have joined us here today. Now, for many years, the Criminal Division has worked with the FBI and the U.S. Secret Service to successfully investigate and prosecute the most serious cyber intrusions. And just last December, the Criminal Division, led by Leslie Caldwell, created a new cybersecurity unit within the Computer Crime and Intellectual Property section to support these important partnerships between government and private entities, and law enforcement, to help potential targets of cyber attacks prevent data breaches and to provide assistance and support when these incidents do occur. Now, this groundbreaking initiative, of which I'm tremendously proud, has already increased collaboration in this area, and I do believe that it will continue to produce significant results and inspire renewed progress in the battle against cybercrime. And that's why we're all here today. This kind of cooperation and innovation is the focus of today's gathering. During this inaugural roundtable conversation, you will all discuss the obstacles that you have faced and continue to face and the successes that you've achieved. You'll share best practices to common challenges and emerging threats. And you will talk about ways that the Department of Justice and law enforcement more broadly can help you to protect the American consumers from harm while also safeguarding their privacy, because we know that can be done. Now, of course, just as importantly, this conversation will not end at the conclusion of this meeting. Our door at the Department of Justice is always open to new partnerships and to new approaches to combating cybercrime. And on a personal level, I am deeply committed to this work and acutely mindful of its importance. I intend to do everything I can to help you keep your clients, your customers, and all Americans safe from exploitation and abuse. Through roundtables like this one, and through conversations going forward, I aim to ensure that all of you have the resources and the support that you need to promote a secure and a healthy marketplace. And with the dedication and the passion of the talented individuals in this room, I am so excited about all that we will achieve together in the days ahead. I want to thank you all for coming here today and gathering at the Department of Justice. Thank you for joining us in this inaugural roundtable conversation. Thank you for your commitment to this important issue. It's been a pleasure to be able to address you. I wish you a very productive meeting and look forward to working with you in the days and years to come. Thank you so very much.